think if Canelo was using the jab effectively, hard, the guy wouldn't have been able to come in, because the guy was coming in because he wasn't worried about Canelo's jab. So he got more aggressive and he got brave. If you're not jabbing, he has no defense.
I really don't care how big Crawford is. If I'm Canelo, I feel disrespected. You weight classes. You haven't fought at 68. We don't know how your body's gonna react.
He's got the heart. He's got the speed, the skills, and he's gonna go out there. I was thinking he put up a good first 6 rounds, but then Canelo will start picking it up. But now I think Crawford will get. I'm picking Crawford to win now.
Canelo Alvarez is risking everything, because if he loses to the smaller Terence Crawford, his legacy might be over. This could be the most dangerous fight of his career. Mike Tyson is worried about Canelo's future. He warns that if Canelo loses to Terence Crawford, it could hurt his career badly. Tyson says Canelo often forgets to use his jab, which gives his opponents confidence. This time, Tyson believes Canelo must use his jab properly to control the fight and stop Crawford from taking over.
He's not going to jab. The guy's going to walk right into him like he did. Next fight, use your jab, different fight. Oh, it was really basic, you know.
Boxing analyst Teddy Atlas says Canelo Alvarez has fought many top opponents across different weight classes, giving him one of the best records in boxing. On the other hand, Terence Crawford hasn't faced as many big names. But Atlas explains that greatness isn't just about the number of opponents, it's about skill and adaptability. He believes Crawford's timing, angles, and ability to adjust during fights could help him beat Canelo.
Maybe he's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good. Really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. And I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated? The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire. It's in his mind. It's in his makeup, where he came from. I know he's moving up in weight class. Can he carry it? You know, but those intangibles.
For Canelo, this fight is more than just winning or losing. Crawford is moving up 2 weight classes. So if Canelo loses, people will say he couldn't beat a smaller fighter despite having size and strength on his side. A defeat would damage Canelo's reputation as one of the best fighters of his era. That's why this fight is very risky for him.
No, I really don't care how big Crawford is. If I'm Canelo, I feel disrespected. Yeah, we don't know how your body's gonna react, and you just think, you just gonna come up and beat me. We seen it with Charlo, his videos, how he was looking, moving around the ring, and everybody thought, that might work, and we saw what happened come fight night. Crawford is a skillful guy, but who has he really beaten? Spence. After Spence, now all of a sudden he can jump up 2 weight classes and beat Canelo. I don't see it. If I'm Canelo, I would have to make a statement with Crawford. Canelo cannot lose this fight. He shouldn't lose this fight.
David Benavidez respects Crawford's boxing IQ. He says Crawford is sharper and more skilled than most fighters today. Crawford can switch stances, stay calm under pressure, and control the fight no matter who he faces. Benavidez believes Crawford's intelligence and technical skill make him one of the hardest fighters to beat.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Q is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, Earl Spence, told what level he's on, what type of dog he is. I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make 168.
Jeff Mayweather praises Crawford's technical skills, especially his ability to read opponents and adjust mid-fight. But he also warns fans not to forget Canelo's power and experience. Canelo has changed many fights with just 1 punch, and he has proven himself against the biggest names in boxing. Jeff says underestimating Canelo would be a big mistake.
It's kind of tough, but if anybody can do it, I think it would be Terence Crawford. I mean, skill wise, I think he's a better fighter than Canelo, but Canelo is also a great fighter but he owns that weight class that he's in. So I would just say that I think that Crawford has to fight almost a perfect fight to win.
Max Kellerman points out that Crawford's jab is one of the best in boxing today. It helps him control distance, set up punches, and break his opponent's rhythm. He compares this to Canelo, who used to have a great jab but doesn't use it. As often now, Kellerman believes Crawford's sharp jab could be the difference in this fight.
Give you a list of attributes, and then tell me who do you feel is best in that attribute. First attribute, best jab.
Crawford.
Best defense.
Crawford. Nowadays, Crawford. I would say early in the fight, Canelo. And earlier in his career, Canelo. But he hasn't been that kind of fighter in recent years. Although Crawford is also hittable. With any fighter, when you talk about their defense, the question is not, can they be hit with a shot? You take punches. Everyone, the greatest defensive fighters ever get hit. Pernell Whitaker, Willie Pep, Floyd Mayweather, they all get hit. The question is, can you hit them with combinations? And both guys are hard to hit. With the two-piece, hard to hit.
So who has the best footwork out of the two?
In terms of cutting off the ring, last fight notwithstanding, Canelo has gotten much better at cutting off the ring.
Gary Antoine Russell highlights the clash of boxing styles. He says Canelo represents the traditional Mexican style pressure, body shots, and counterpunching. Crawford, however, brings rhythm, defense, and fluid movement often seen in African-American fighters. This clash of styles makes the fight even more exciting.
Canelo, he has mastered his style. Now, typically, Latinos, they got their own style versus melanated black people having like more rhythm, more flashiness and panache to their stuff, more swag.
Yeah.
We just fight different than other ethnicities. If you want to throw Amir Khan in there, his ethnicity, he was in and out.
Yeah, that's the European kind of style.
Textbook, you know, but that was his style. Canelo got his style and he mastered it. Terence Crawford cannot take nothing away from him. He's like freakishly good, you know. He go both sides, southpaw, orthodox, you know. And I feel like he adapt well. But it don't take much to get hit, especially these little 8-ounce gloves. He cannot slip up. He cannot slip up. He gonna have to stay set from bing to bing from round 1 to 12, and he better be in shape. I'm talking about like not 12-round shape. I'm talking about like 16-round shape.
Trainer Robert Garcia openly supports Crawford. He respects Canelo, but admires Crawford's discipline, work ethic, and mastery of boxing fundamentals. Garcia says Crawford's success is good for the sport because it proves how important skill and intelligence are in boxing.
You know, I love Crawford. He knows that. I've seen him. I've talked to him many times, and I wish him the best. I'm actually very happy for him and Bomac for everything they've done and the big fight that they're getting. You know, in this sport, making it to those fights and making it to those paydays, you got to be happy for anybody that makes it there. So Bomac knows, Crawford knows. Now I'm actually, after Canelo's performance, I'm actually leaning towards Crawford to win this fight.
Why is that? What changed?
Because I know Crawford's, he's got the heart, he's got the speed, the skills, and he's gonna go out there. I was thinking he put up a good first 6 rounds, but then Canelo will start picking it up. But now I think Crawford will go for Crawford will get, I'm picking Crawford to win now.
Omari Jones praises Crawford's preparation. Instead of bulking up too fast, Crawford carefully added weight with proper nutrition and conditioning. This way, he keeps his speed while building enough strength to handle Canelo. Jones believes this smart preparation gives Crawford a real chance to win.
And like me personally meeting Crawford several times, it's like the man is just so competitive. It's like I don't even have to say nothing to him. He'll just like, man, when we sparring, it's like his competitiveness is always gonna put him over the edge, and then he just has that like, I'm not gonna let you bully me, or his skill set. And it, I know they talk about Charlo when Charlo moved up, but I feel like it may be a little bit different for Canelo this time around because Crawford took the moving up in weight classes serious. He did the dieting, he did the training. So I feel like when you put in work like that, it's a win-win.
So you don't think Crawford, gaining that weight, because I saw him, he's pretty big. You don't think that's going to be a disadvantage for him in this fight?
No, it looked like he put it on the right way. The nutrition, the like I said, the training. Crawford, he trains hard. So I feel like, I know they say he probably went up to like 185, so he has to lose that weight. But I think if he did it the right way, which I know he did, he'll be successful in September.
And I know, like we discussed earlier, we talked with your pro debut, and now you're 3-0. Your last fight, July 19th against Blanco, and it was actually your third win by knockout.
Yes.
Super proud of you. How are you feeling about your pro career so far?
I'm feeling great about my pro career. I definitely feel like it's off to a great start.
Paulie Malignaggi agrees, saying Crawford has built enough muscle to deal with Canelo's power without losing his speed. He credits Crawford's training camp and attention to detail. Malignaggi thinks this balance between strength and quickness could be the key to beating Canelo.
Wait, what's your thought about that?
Yeah, I mean, well, Roy Jones is Roy Jones, but also Terence Crawford is Terence Crawford. But John Ruiz is not Canelo Alvarez. So that's another aspect of that comparison. And yes, to exactly what the champ said, exactly what Abel Sanchez said, you're going to put on weight, you're going to be a different fighter. And I can say this, even as a fighter as myself, as I've gotten heavier in my retirement, I try and move around the gym, it just feels different. And even when you start camp, you feel different in the beginning than you do at the end. But listen, we're still 4 or 5 weeks away. I don't know exactly what Terence is weighing right now. And even if he does say what he weighs, man, he's gone out there and said he's weighed, all types of crazy numbers just to get media to respond. So it's really not really going to know until the fight and we see these guys next to each other. He might look bigger right now, but he might not be that heavy. He might still be in the range that these guys are targeting for the.
Stephen Bredman Edwards focuses on Crawford's movement. He explains how Crawford's footwork makes opponents miss and sets up counters. Crawford's stamina allows him to keep this up for all 12 rounds. Edwards believes this movement will be vital in stopping Canelo's pressure. He also praises Crawford's mental toughness, saying he stays calm even under heavy attack.
He slips, he's really good. But Crawford is just so clutch. His conditioning is so good. They're going to be about similar heights. Crawford's a little taller. He's longer. And I think that Crawford's adjustments in fights are so underrated. He is a master adjuster. He finds something in every fight and just goes with it. That last fight, people talk about he struggled. You know what he found that last fight? A simple jab. He just started beating the guy up with a jab. He finds something in every fight. And he don't fight a lazy fight. Canelo, for as good as he is, he hasn't stopped anybody since 2021. That's 4 years. You know why? Because he gets a little tired and he gets like a little bit complacent. He's a power puncher. Anybody that punched that hard don't want to go 4 years without a stoppage. He haven't got a stoppage because he don't have the conditioning and the stamina to push a guy over the edge after he hurt him or after, when the guy's running away from him, to still be able to go get him. He don't want to go the distance in all these fights. You think he wants to go the distance with Jamel Charlo and John Ryder and Edgar Berlanga and Triple G at 68? He don't want to. But he don't have that extra gear anymore, in my opinion, to get guys out of there.